Fool4alifetime has now blocked me. Perhaps it's because of me continuing to point out that he was deleting my comments. Now, it's clear he doesn't mind dissenting viewpoints on his page. See, Tool, just another expendable pawn on the Christian chessboard. Get over yourself. However, my comments were a bit more directed. It's much the same way Sean Hannity has his hate phone, allowing more grandiose attacks while the more pertinent ones he blocks. So just what did I say that would get me blocked? Well, I point out that my comments were being censored. However, I also attacked him for, quote, although I was right for doing it the first time. I attacked him and cited YouTube terms of service. Clearly, he didn't want anyone reading his profile to know that he didn't bother reading any of the YouTube material provided on copyright law and wanted to remain in his delusion that he was, quote, in the right. This, of course, is even more devious than Venom Fang X. Rather than block all negative comments, he selectively blocks the ones that can truly damage his point, while leaving the more inflammatory comments unharmed. I should know, most inflammatory comments of mine still remain, while those where I cite the YouTube terms of service were removed. So what does the YouTube terms of service say anyway? What could be so damaging to him? Quote, you also hereby waive any moral rights you may have in your user submission and grant each user of YouTube a non-exclusive license to access your user submissions through the website and to use, reproduce, distribute, display, and perform such user submissions as permitted through the functionality of the website and under these terms of service. Why would he not want people to see this? Perhaps because it means that the fool didn't bother to check the terms of service. YouTube also links to the US Copyright Office when searching under their copyright tips. I have the link in my description, and to be fair, fair use is sometimes a bit tricky. But it's not terribly difficult in this case. After all, the use of, quote, copyrighted material, unquote, was for criticism, non-profit, and the copyrighted work was a guy's video attacking homosexuality, not a profitable production. And the only impact on the copyrighted work is to dissuade people from seeing it and falling for the trite crap, which is well within the bounds of criticism. It'd be difficult to read the fair use law and believe that this was somehow copyright infringement. That's why Fool didn't want my comments appearing on his channel. But the problem is even greater than him. If he knew the law and ignored it, he should be penalized heavily. But even if he was ignorant, it speaks volumes about the psychology of people like Fool, built from a narrow theology. They see something they dislike and try to use a powerful legal implement without first learning about it. They feel that the law would be an easy fix, it could be used, rather than taking the time and effort to understand what claims they are actually making. This is why the DMCA abuse channel is so vitally important, and why censorship must be stopped. We must take a stand against fools like him, or else we are effectively surrendering our own voice. As the son of a screenwriter, I value copyright. Nothing is scarier than a stolen work. But fair use is just as important, and if we allow DMCA abuse to continue, we are signing away our rights. Let censorship die. Don't let this abuse continue. And may we always fight against fools.